All right. So we're going to be talking about volume and building for income. Did you guys bring questions with you today? Hopefully. Like, no. So who was it who started the thread? Was it Mandy? Was it you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Janelle had messaged me, and she said, I know at the Diamond Retreat, you and I talked about X, Y, and Z. And she goes, I feel like I've watched that, I'm blanking up, Pearson. What's her name? Kelsey Pearson video 100 times. And she goes, and I feel like every time I'm learning something new, but I still feel like I need action steps. And I said, oh, totally. I'm like feeling the same way. And I said, if you and I are in the same boat, I bet there are others. And I said, because she goes, oh, I wonder what we could do. And I said, why don't we ask our upline first, and then we can continue to do more research. But I mean, I don't even know if such an action step. I know I asked Liz, and so she's given me the advice to put all the coaches on my weak leg, and then just keep doing that. But I don't know if beyond that, if there's anything that I don't know.
Okay, so hold on. It's a Zoom call, and my dog has to start barking every time. Hey, get it. Get it. Oh, yeah. Okay, so let me just tell you how it's been for me in my business. So when I started, I didn't know anything other than get to Diamond, place people, right leg, left leg, right leg, left leg, right? I didn't think anything about it. I had no idea with volume. Obviously, I've got Liz and Carly on my right leg, which is my strong leg. So if I knew any of that, I would have done things differently. It's worked out to be okay. And so I also have my husband on my strong leg and my mom on my strong leg. Okay? So if you ever place wrong, it's okay. And that I was really upset about, the husband thing on the strong leg, for a really long time. And when I was going to my first Diamond Retreat, Megan hosted, Stephanie Chico was going with, that is Megan's upline. That was the first time I really met her. And I was so excited that she was going, because she was like an idol when I started. I had, we lived here, but I didn't know her. What do you need? I cannot help you with your homework right now. Okay, then skip it, and I will help you when we're done. Okay? Sorry. And so I was like, my goal is going to be to sit next to her for the entire weekend and learn everything possible. And you guys, I legitimately did that the entire weekend. It was different than our retreat, where we had all these things going on. Megan's first retreat was very chill, and we had nothing going on. And so we all sat at our desk, our computers, all day long and worked on stuff. And I learned how to make an application through Google Docs. But the big thing came with, I remember we were on the airplane, and I was like, Stephanie, I was a new Diamond coach. No, I'd been a Diamond coach for about 6 months. I think I was actually going 1 star that weekend. And I said, my husband's on my strong leg, and I don't know whether to build him. And she was like, that's okay. And she started explaining it all to me. And when she was explaining it, it didn't make sense at that time. And so I'm going to tell all of you, it's okay that it doesn't make sense right now. It will. When you get to the point that you're getting to 2-star and you get a second CBC and all that, it'll make sense then. And even now, every stage I get into my business, I'm like, wow, I would have never known this stuff back then. And so what she said to me about, if you have your spouse or a family member that you plan on building at some time on your strong leg, she was like, don't worry. She was actually, that'll be better for you when you do start to build him. Because he has a strong leg. So he's at the top of my strong leg. I've never placed even a customer under him because he's over there. So you guys, I hope you all know what your strong leg or weak leg is. You may have one, you may not. There's some coaches, based on their placement, they don't have a really strong leg. Does that make sense? Just nod since you're all muted. So for example, it all depends on your placement. So for me, I'm on Megan's strong leg. But Megan hasn't placed anybody on her strong leg. and she's on a weak leg of Stephanie. So she doesn't get any, Megan's kind of in a dead spot, if you want to call it. Her volume all comes from her team, and that's it. She doesn't get any carry down from Stephanie. So I'm on Megan's strong leg, but Megan doesn't place a lot of people on her strong leg because she gets a lot of volume from all of you guys. So my strong leg really comes from my team, my right leg. And on my right leg is Liz and Carly, and then you've got Gina and Julie Nibby and a lot of your upline coaches. So my strong leg's pretty darn strong. So for me, I've always focused on trying to grow the weak leg. And you want to get your ratios 2-to-1. It can be equal if you want. That's not a bad thing either, because there's something called carryover volume. So if your strong leg isn't 2-to-1, then you're always going to have all this extra volume on that strong leg that's not cycling every week. And that gets put into like a pot and it gets saved. And honestly, it's something I don't even completely understand yet. But as you grow the weak leg, eventually they start taking from that pot and putting it in so you cycle more. Sorry, you guys, I got this like throat cough thing going on. So anyways, looking at your volume in your back office, you guys know where to go into my business and my volume, right? So if you look at that, you're going to see your right volume and your left volume. And that's something you want to track. And so I should probably share my screen because I'd like to show you guys, like when I was diamond, what my volume looked like. It was probably really lopsided. And so if you were to look at my family tree, my downline right now, I have 5 coaches on my strong leg. That's it. And I have probably 25 coaches on my weak leg. So, but I'm able to do that because those 5 on my strong leg aren't going anywhere. I've got Liz, I've got Carly, I've got my husband and my mom. And I pay for my husband and my mom. So I have 4 solid coaches there, meaning I'm never going to drop diamond because I'm going to lose somebody on that strong leg. Okay. So I know, like, Mandy, you were saying Liz told you to just place a few on your strong leg and put everybody on your weak leg. Within reason, because you want to make sure you're not going to fall out of rank. So you want to make sure you have some buffers in there. You have a couple emeralds. And as you, hold on. Yes, Bria? Oh, thank you. I'll be right there. Sorry, I've got soup on the stove too. Just multitasking. So as you, she's like, your soup, it's probably boiling over. As you, I know this call is about building for volume and not rank, but something you really want to focus on is getting to 2-star. Because at 2-star diamond, you get a second CBC. So you get a second Mandy. So if I go into my business center, my first Courtney Gubernick Business Center, I'm going to go down and I'm going to see all of my coaches, Liz, Carly, Emily, Melissa, all these people, Courtney Gubernick. That's me. I get a second business center. So I can place that person, that new coach, Courtney Gubernick 2, anywhere I want. So what you do is you place your second business center on your weak leg. Now, once you get the second business center, that's when you can really start to control your volume. Because especially if you're building for rank, you're going to place everybody on the weak leg of the second business center. So you guys, what that means is I get 2 paychecks every week. I get a business paycheck from Courtney Gubernick 2, and then I get business center from a paycheck from Courtney Gubernick. And so everything I place in that second CBC cycles once, and then it cycles again up in the second business center, or in the first. Sorry, it's going to sound really confusing. So let's say you get your second CBC to 2-star. You're going to get a third business center. This is what you'll see with coaches who build for income instead of rank. They don't ever really go past 5-star diamond because they're placing all of their working coaches in their second CBCs. So rank is only based on your first CBC. That's why you guys see Liz, where she's sitting at 1 or 2 star, but she has more than 1 or 2 diamonds. It's because some of you guys are in her second business center. Okay? So it's kind of hard, and this is a lot of things I think Beachbody is trying to like figure out, because all of the glitz and glamour and all that is based on rank. But you can be an elite coach and be 5-star forever. You get quarterly bonuses as you grow your business, and it's based on your first CBC. So, for example, me, like I've been 5-star all year. If I place mine based on where I need coaches. To be 5-star, you have to have 20 active coaches in your first CBC. So I've had to place some people in my first. Not always. We're not ideal, because I'd want to place them in my second. Because think about it. If you cycle once in your second and you make $18 in your second, it's going to make you cycle again in your first. So instead of just making $18 per cycle, you're really making $36 per cycle. As it doubles, it rolls up. Same thing with every customer. Once you get a second CBC, you will direct every customer you have to that website. Beachbodycoach.com, Courtney Gubernick 2. So my current customer list is all on my second CBC. Again, because I'm going to cycle on that second from their Shakeology order, and then I'm going to cycle in their first. So you double your income cycle-wise once you have that second CBC. So that's why placement is kind of important, and rank is kind of important for that reason, because that second CBC is just huge. And that's where you see you can get to the 6 figures with sitting at 5-star and having a second CBC. So that also counts as one of your diamonds. So I have 4 diamond coaches. My 5th diamond is my second CBC. So I built that to diamond. That counts as one of my diamonds. If I built my husband, that would give me one more diamond. But I have waited on that because my goal has been to get my 2 legs to a 2-to-1 ratio. So just recently, it's gotten to a 2-to-1 ratio. So one thing Stephanie Chico taught me is she said, once you get your first seat or your strong leg to 20,000. Okay, sorry you guys. She's like calling me. I gotta go check the pot. Hold on.
You guys want to see my dog in the meantime? Caleb, come say hi. Say hi.
Oh my gosh. Your costume is going to be so cute with him.
I'm excited for it.
So cute.
And I lost my train of thought.
20,000 or something.
Yeah. So what she told me was, she was like, you build your first, or build your legs until you're 20,000 on your right leg and 10,000 on your left leg. And when you're there, then start building your husband. But my husband's on my strong leg, you guys. I think most of you know your husbands are on your weak leg. I think we told you all that, especially I know Liz is huge with that. Mandy?
So mine was, but then mine got switched.
What do you mean?
Well, I guess like because so I put him on my weak leg, but then Liz said that my weak leg became my strong leg because of where.
Yes, I remember your placement is a little weird. But that's okay. It's not a bad thing. So if you I never log into Steve's account at all. And I logged in the other day just because I was curious, because I was getting my ratios really close. I will wait to build him to diamond probably when I'm pushing for 10-star, if I ever push for 10-star, because I don't need him. Or if you were pushing for 2 or 5, you would build him. But I have my 2 and 5. Like for me, I'm good. So everybody's situation is a little different.
So my goal was to be trying to get him to diamond, but then Liz suggested don't do that. She said just build for volume right now. Do you agree, or should I be trying to put my coaches under him to get him to 1 star?
Well, do you have somebody else on the other leg working?
I do, but they're like molasses.
Okay. So this is the thing. Going from diamond to 1 star doesn't change anything for you. Yes, it's nice. It's exciting. You ranked advanced, but it's not going to make you any more money.
So maybe wait till somebody gets over there. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like me. Until you need to build it, unless you need it to get that 2-to-1 ratio.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's situation is different. You just kind of have to evaluate where you are in your volume. And if you guys need help, like looking at it closer, we can get on one-on-one sometime. You can share your screen so I can see where your volume is. Like, I know I've helped Cindy a little bit with her stuff. And here's the thing. You never know what someone's going to do. So someone can come to you and say, I just want to be a discount coach, and they end up being Stephanie Chico was going to be a discount coach, you guys. Megan Tucker was a discount coach. So you never, Jen Richardson, discount coach. Nikki White, they were all freaking discount coaches. And now their volume's like crazy. So you never know. You're just guessing. And then you have the people that sign up and they're like, oh, I'm going to grow this business. I want to do all these big things. And then they don't even sell a challenge pack. So I always just have been in the mindset, like, I place where I need somebody at that moment. And honestly, it's kind of worked out okay for me. Like, it's kind of worked out okay. But so you guys know, when you get to 2-star, on top of the second CBC, you get quarterly bonuses. So it's something you have to qualify for every quarter. You have to hold your rank of 2-star for 6 weeks, and then you get a bonus. And so that adds up. As 2-star, your bonus is usually around $900 every quarter. As 5-star, you get the 5-star bonus and the 2-star bonus, which totals usually about $3,500 a quarter. Talking a lot of money. And then for 10-star, you get the 10-star bonus, the 5-star bonus, and the 2-star bonus, and that's usually around $11,000. 15-star, which is the biggest you can be, is usually around $45,000. And what the bonus is a pot, and it's split. It changes every time because it's split up amongst how many people qualify for that. But here's the thing. 2-star, 5-star, like, definitely worth it. Pushing for something like 10-star, and I know it seems so far off for you guys, but it's, you look at, to do that, you'd have to place people on your strong leg that you wouldn't necessarily want to. So is a bonus that you have to qualify for every quarter more than just building for volume. And that's where the Chelsea Pearson says, you just build for volume, because that's a weekly thing versus the quarterly bonus. You guys, I'll tell you, it's freaking nightmare trying to qualify for this every quarter. You're getting people to hold rank. If you've had your uplines talking to you about it, it's a very awkward situation because you're like, I need you to hold rank so I can get a bonus. Like, it's just weird. It's not something that I like, and I'm very lucky that I have solid diamonds and I don't really have to bother them about it when it's time. Other than a little reminder, like, just double check everything. I think something that's really important too is, I was thinking about this with all this talk of, and I hope you guys watched the little video I made with the leadership wrap up, and it's been a big topic of conversation that for the last 2 years, Beachbody has been focusing on recruiting. And so what has happened with that is people have been brought into the business becoming coaches right away. And they're not successful. They're not being successful because they don't love the products, because they're not, you just can't sell something if you're not like proof that the product works, right? It's easy. You're not selling when you love something, you believe in it because you've experienced it. And so when I look at my coaches who are successful, I see people that started from my challenge groups, were in there for 3 or 4 months, rocking them out, were already referring their friends. And I was like, hey, you need to be doing this. So I see a lot of people that maybe push for diamond and build their diamond based on discount coaches. And when you do that, it really decreases your income. Because as a new coach, your income is based on your retail commissions. It's based on that 25% commission. So when you sign somebody up as a discount coach right away, you're looking at, you're making like $14 a person versus the 32, right, on their Shakeology order. And so I always say, I'm like, well, I like start to think through all of this in my head, and I'm like, well, I went diamond really quick. I went diamond in about 60 days. And I didn't see a decrease in my income. From the moment I started, I saw an increase in my income. And so I started thinking through why that was. And I was like, all right, I started off, I think my first month I made $374. That number is just stuck in my head because I was so blown away by that. And I became Emerald that month. I signed 2 coaches. My 2 coaches, both were working coaches. It was Liz, my husband, and my friend Taylor. But then very shortly after, Liz signed up as a coach. And so I had 3 coaches at the time, but they were working. So because they were working, I was seeing volume there. So I started cycling, but I still had commissions. I was still hitting Success Club 10 every month. You know, Success Club 10, 15, I started pretty hot. And so I had my commissions and I had my Team Cycle bonuses. Then I continued to build. I didn't really sign discount coaches. I signed up a couple more people from my challenge group. By that time, I was 3 or 4 months in running challenge groups. A couple more people. Emily Moore was one of my first ones. Christy Voss. These girls are all still coaches and working the business. So the only discount coaches I signed to get to diamond was my mom and my husband. And that's it. Everybody else was working. So I think there's a place for discount coaches, but I think that it's really important when we're starting our new coaches out, because you guys, if someone builds to diamond and it's all based on discount coaches, for one, it's not going to be strong. For 2, they're not going to be making any money. And who wants to work as hard as we all work if you're not having any income? So I think we need to kind of like reevaluate the way we look at everything. And I know the rank is flashy, the rank is great, and I don't think diamond is bad if you're building it the right way. Because I'll tell you, I never once fell out of diamond from the moment I've gone diamond. And honestly, my coaches that are diamond haven't either. They've built really strong. So I think you offer your discount, and I still do this. Very rarely do I sign somebody up as a discount coach when they are coming in and want a challenge pack. It's rare. It's somebody that's either really needs to save the $20 a month or they're military. And otherwise, I don't present it to them until they show that they're like a lifer with Shakeology, you know, then I'm like, hey, I have this to offer to you. Or I think they'd be an amazing coach and they should work the business. So I think just like look at that look at it and really think about it to find a balance, because you need both. You need the discount coaches and you need the income from their commissions. You really do. That's a huge chunk. And I've said this many times. If I was to go back and look at my commissions week over week since I started, I would venture to say my commissions are probably about flat. Maybe a couple months that they got, but like they're pretty darn flat and haven't changed a lot. What's changed is my Team Cycle bonuses. And that's where my income has grown so much. But my commissions are still, now they're probably even a little bit less than they were before. Because I just don't have the challenge pack numbers like I used to. But that stayed flat. What's grown is having those working coaches. So, and you guys, that has been the big talk. Everybody's like, well, I can't get any coaches that want to do anything and this and that. If you focus on challengers, focus on your challenge group, focus on getting results, focus on creating long-term habits for these people, those are the people that will convert to your amazing coaches. Because you can't, like I said, what corporate kept saying is, we said, over the last 3 years, now with some top coaches, and you've seen their posts, there's all this at first it was fitness transformations that have happened. Now it's financial transformations that have happened. Well, when you post about those financial transformations, especially the big ones, you know, these people that have hit the million club and all this stuff, what kind of people does that attract? You know, it attracts people that are just in it for the money, and that just gets icky. And I mean, I don't know anybody that's come into it just trying to make a bunch of money and has been successful. It's got to be about the people and not the money. Trying to look at my notes here. Okay, I wrote a note that I have no idea what it meant. Okay, so you guys ask questions, and maybe that'll come to me. What that means, what I wrote. I said, talk about my experience last year versus this year. Oh, I know what that is. So really quick, I'll do this, and then we'll go back to your questions. So jot down if you've thought of any. But so for last year, I was pushing to be an elite team. And you guys have seen my videos and stuff and know that that pretty much broke me in a way that I will never repeat. And so I didn't really know what it meant to be an elite team last year. I didn't know how to get elite points. I had no idea until about September when I opened my second CBC, and I realized, well, I'm 3-star diamond. If I build my second CBC to diamond, that makes me 4-star. I knew you had to be 5-star to be an elite team. And I was like, all right, well, I just need 1 diamond. I can build my second CBC to diamond. I did the first one and I got 1 diamond in 60 days. I can do this quick. I was like, okay, we're going to hit this. We're going to be an elite team, because I was on track with these points and I had no idea how I was getting them, but I just was. It truly broke me to focus on pushing my coaches to get to a certain rank. For me, like, was just, it just didn't feel right. And so looking back at the end of the year, yes, I hit elite. Did I feel good about it? Yes and no. A lot of things I didn't like the way I had to do things. It didn't feel great to me. And so I kind of decided going into this year that I wasn't going to do that again. And I wasn't going to force anybody to do anything, and I wasn't going to, I was going to focus on supporting my coaches in the way they needed to be supported, and focus on my challengers, and let it happen naturally, because I didn't like I was talking to you about earlier, that whole, okay, we're qualifying, hold your rank, do what you got to do. And so I've totally gone about it a different way this year, and I missed quarterly bonuses because of it. I didn't hold the 5-star rank, but it was okay because I just felt better. So having that integrity in your business, and it's hard though, you guys, because that stuff, the recognition and the gifts and the all that, like, it kind of messes with your brain. And so if anything, my advice experiencing it is just, if you focus on building with volume, you know, this stuff will come too. And I know Liz would tell you this is something she's experiencing this year, because she's realizing she's not going to hit some of the goals she set for herself. And it's been hard to, like, accept it. But I keep telling her she's way better off than doing the yucky stuff and then at the first of the year be like, because it kind of messed me up, and I think it's affected my business now, because I was so kind of turned off by all of it that I decided I just need to take a step back. And so I didn't do a lot. I was still running challenge groups and stuff, but I just didn't want to do anything with anybody. And now I think I'm feeling the effects of that in my business, and probably the reason why it's even more difficult to get to elite this year. So keeping in that positive mindset, focusing on your challengers. I didn't focus on my challengers last year. I focused on my coaches, and I focused on helping them get to their rank. And I feel it in my business now. So your actions, you know, 6 months ago are going to affect where you are now. So you guys, here we are in the 4th quarter, and it's really freaking hard. This month might be hard, but it's just going to get harder in November, December. This is my 3rd year going through it. It's hard. I'm still sitting at SD4 right now, and I've been working my booty off and having so many conversations and had success points taken away, club points taken away, all this month. So if you can be consistent right now, you won't feel the effects come January, February, March, April, because I was so focused on the rank last fourth quarter, it screwed me. So just focus on your customers, focus on your challenge groups, get people committed that way. Carl talked about doing one-on-ones twice a week, checking in with people, bi-weekly calls, the success rate. Like that is all they're talking about now, is going back to getting transformations from people and focusing on the basics of this business, which is running challenge groups. That's Liz. She's probably like, oh shoot, I forgot. So I feel like I went a little off track, but
no, it was good.
Ask your specific questions on, do you guys know where your volume is? Like, wise, like, are you close to that 2-to-1 ratio?
Let me pull mine up.
And then I hope you guys all saw, it's in the file section of the team page, but that reverse engineering your volume for income, that's pretty right on, I would say. So it kind of tells you what you need to have on your weak leg and what you need to have on your strong leg to get to that weekly paycheck. And that's just team cycle bonusing. So not commissions also. Anybody?
Yeah, well, Mandy's looking that up. I did have a question. So I got like a devastating notice today that I have 7 coaches that are projected to be inactive just because it's just coincidence what's going on right now. Some of them put their Shakeology on hold or what have you, whatever the reason. So because I don't want to lose my diamond rank, if I find customers, should I be presenting them with a coach opportunity right now or still just not mattering about rank and like you said?
I mean, if you drop, so Carly and I had this conversation yesterday because she was going to drop rank and it was going to affect her income. And so she was like, I need one more coach. She had somebody go inactive on her strong leg. She's built kind of like me. And I was like, Carly, if you cycle as a diamond or you cycle as a ruby, because you guys know there's only emerald, ruby, and diamond. You cycle at 14, 16, 18. Like if you cycle at 18 or you cycle at 16, let's talk about how much money you're going to lose. Not that much. So I don't want to say don't do that, but let's talk about different ways that you can get them to go active. So I'm going to push out the November calendar, and I want to push that we do a 3-day refresh group as a team the week after Thanksgiving. So that's a huge way to boost volume and get people active. So talking to them about there's other ways to stay active other than just Shakeology if they're backed up. How great Energize is, 3-day refresh, you know, all those different things. So maybe, or are they going inactive because they haven't paid their coach fees? Like I have that happen sometimes too. So, you know, I think you want to go, the 7 coaches, chances are hopefully some of them will not go inactive, you know.
That's, yeah, and I didn't look at it in detail enough to know, okay, why would they be going inactive? So, and I also just need to reach out to them and just say even, hey, did you know you're going inactive? Maybe they don't understand it because they're discount coaches. They don't know the business side.
They don't. And then if you have people that sit at inactive, like I have people that sit at inactive. Like I have one girl, she's been inactive for over a year. And she's that 5th coach on my strong leg. And I always say to her, like I sent her that message from, were you guys in the VIP leadership letter training group? So that little message, like, hey, you're paying these fees, like, do you want to get re-engaged or do you want to just cancel so you don't, like, pay these fees? Like, if you're not going to be active, what's the point if they're not going to be active again? Like, bless and release and get somebody else. She wrote back, she's at the top of my strong leg. She wrote back, no, I'm just going to sit here inactive. I don't want to cancel because I don't want to lose your space in your downline because I know it's really good space. So if I ever do work the business, I have the income, the volume. And I'm like, because I always write to her, I'm like, if you're going to cancel, you better tell me because I'm going to put somebody in that spot like you're doing.
Right.
So now, you guys, she hasn't paid her coach fees and it's been 3 months and she hasn't paid them. And I keep writing to her like, hello, you know, like, are you gonna let it go? Because if you're gonna let it go, you gotta tell me. Like, I got to something.
Right.
So I don't. You never know. And she always writes right back to me. And those last 4 messages I've sent her about her coach fees, no response. I'm like, whatever. Lesson release.
Yeah. Okay.
Mandy. No, really quick, Brittany, I will say though, like there are times where I need placeholders. I need discount coaches. Like I said, for 5-star, you need 20 active coaches in your first CPC. That's a lot of freaking coaches in one CPC. Yeah. And so there's been times that I'm like, okay, I need a discount coach there. That's where I'll go to my Shakeology Lifer and present them with the opportunity to be a discount coach at that time.
Okay. So, you know what's crazy too is I have 2 Shakeology Lifers that don't want to become discount coaches. They're absolutely crazy. I think they're scared that there's some catch that I'm not telling them about or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I always say to them, like, you don't even have to get Shakeology every month if you don't want to. You know? Like,
yeah, they signed on with me in June and they've never stopped it because they love it so much. But I don't know. And I give it to them and I kind of like, I never want to pressure. So I just say, okay, you know, when you're ready, here's what you would do. And I give them all the details. And then they won't do it. So then I'll follow up like 2 months. Hey, did you give any questions about that or anything? And they still just don't. So one of those things, I don't want to bug them and they know it's there when they're ready.
Right.
But why the heck are you not ready? Like
I have some people like that too. Just, you hope then one day you'll get a message. They're like, okay, how do I do that discount coach thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Mandy.
Well, I was looking at my volume.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this week it's 2 to 1, but most weeks no, it's like holy hell different.
Really?
Strong leg is like almost 2,000. Right leg is 285.
Okay.
That's a huge difference.
Yeah. What is it this week?
This week, oh shit. 180 and 90.
Well, 180 and then 90?
Right? Is that right? Left, my strong is 180 and
you're looking, that's just current. So that's like sent from yesterday to today.
Yeah.
You want to look at last week and then the week before. You know what I mean?
Okay, so last week it was our strong leg was 1,898. Oh god, my computer. And then my weak leg is 285.
Again? Oh wait, then what was it? What was
and
it before that?
The week prior was, let's see, 1,195 and 270.
Okay. I mean, you got to build the weak leg. I wouldn't like, hold on. Let me go in and share my screen. Because I'm just curious. I want to like show you guys. Because I remember when Stephanie started telling me like, where she, excuse my screen. My husband gets like so freaked out when he comes in here. He's like, how do you have so many things open? Your computer. Remind me tomorrow. Tell me tomorrow what's going on here. Like, no wonder your computer doesn't work. Okay, so if I go way down here to when I started, can you guys see this?
Yes.
Okay, so you look at like first week. This is so you don't start showing volume until you're emerald. So here I was emerald, 235. Here's like a month, 5 weeks in, 1,200 to 290. So I was still like similar. And then, so I was kind of 2 to 1 for a really long time. And then it starts getting really funky. It starts getting where, I guess not 2 to 1, 2 to 1. Where is it? I guess it hasn't been that far off. Okay, so it was pretty, because you look, you're missing a lot of, here's where, okay, this is when it starts to get pretty crazy. So it's like 13,000 to 5,000, 14,000 to 5,000. Then we get like 16,000 to 6,500. So, and where I got my second CBC was right around, let's say, mid-September 2015. So now you can see, here we've got 3,300 to 14,000. So look at how much, like, how lopsided mine was.
Yeah.
Then you start to see when I start to build this second CBC, that number really starts to grow up. This number isn't growing too much. I mean, it still is going up, but this number is starting to get closer and closer and closer. And then it got really close to, see my strong leg. All you girls over there, it's still lopsided. I mean, you look in July, 17 to 7,000. So here's where it finally went 2 to 1. And I was like, woohoo! I did it. But what Stephanie said is she's like, you need to see that regularly. You know, she had told me, get that weak leg to 10,000, strong leg to 20. That was the launch of Country Heat right there. I'll show you what a launch does, guys, right there. And then it dropped back down. So look at that. Look how crazy that was, that the launch generated that much extra volume on that weak leg. And then it's just like fallen. This has been a crazy couple months where everybody's struggling a little bit. Yes. Can you turn it off?
And I've been watching YouTube.
Okay.
Because I can't figure out my homework.
Okay, just do that then. Sorry, let me get back to this. So, and then, you know, as your volume grows, your income grows. So everybody said all that extra carryover is getting thrown into this pot and then added in every time. And at some point, I believe it flushes and it goes away, but I think you got to hit like 1 million or something like that, and then you have a flush. But building that weak leg where you're just putting working coaches over there, working coaches. We've got Emily over there, Jessica Taylor, all of my Christy Voss, Melissa McCrum, all of my other working coaches are over there. So that's where that volume is. But all it takes is one person like you guys to like bump that volume up. You know what I mean? So that's where you just have to keep recruiting and bringing in the people that love it. I want to say rock stars, but your rock stars are going to be the people that love the products and believe in it. So questions?
So I'm kind of confused on what my next step is. And I talked to it with Liz a little bit today too. So I'm still Emerald.
You're close.
I have my husband on my strong leg.
Okay.
And I haven't built him to Emerald yet. And I have an Emerald on my weak leg, and I have a half an Emerald on my strong leg that's moving pretty slow, so I don't know how long it will take her to get there. And she's working and doing groups and stuff. But my question is I've been told different things, and I'm kind of confused what the next step is, if I'm supposed to keep building my weak leg and adding people there, or if I should go ahead and make my husband an Emerald and bump up those cycle bonuses.
How off is your ratios?
It's pretty off.
It's pretty off.
It's off.
I mean, I don't think it's bad to get yourself to diamond. You know what I mean? Like, just as long as you're a strong diamond. And I mean, Liz built her husband to Emerald, and she keeps him Emerald. If you've got a couple discount coaches and you feel like you have, you need 8 to be diamond. So you've got strong 4 and 4 or 5 and 5, on each leg. Then I don't think it's bad. You're going to cycle over there. I mean,
I'm not sure what to do first. Like, what would be more beneficial, to build that weak leg or to benefit from the increase
as Diamond. Well, that's the thing. If you put him to Emerald, he's going to cycle a couple times. He'll cycle, you'll make like 14 or 28 bucks a month on his Emerald, right? Versus if you put the 2 people over on your weak leg, it's probably going to be the same thing. You know, you're going to cycle 2 times there. So I don't think that necessarily changes your income that much. Okay. You know, you'd have to tell me again, you'd have to say like right leg or left leg, and I could draw it out because like my brain can't grasp what you just said unless I write it down.
So I have my strong leg is my left leg.
Okay.
My husband is on there.
Okay.
And then I have 2 coaches on there that are working the business.
Okay.
But they're pretty slow.
Okay.
And then I have another discount coach. So I've got my 4 there that are mine. And then on my other leg, I have 4, but I have 1 strong coach working the business.
And that's Emerald?
Yeah.
And the other 3 are discount?
Yes. And I feel like they're all pretty strong. I mean, I don't think anyone's going anywhere.
But you've got those 2 working, and you don't think they'll, on your strong leg, you don't think they'll get to Emerald?
One's halfway there. I'm not sure.
Is the spouse signed up?
One does, yeah.
Okay.
And the other one hasn't signed up anybody, and I don't know what's going on with her.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like if you were to add 2 more coaches, you'd probably put 2 on your weak leg. Like I said, I don't think that would affect your volume that much. So I think I'd go for Diamond. It's kind of a confidence boost, and they're just discount coaches anyways. You just hope they don't turn into working coaches one day. I mean, the good news is you've got your Emerald, and then you've got a couple working coaches. So if they ever build, you like 2 stars in your future. You know what I mean? Like you've placed people that you've got some working. And even let's say your Emerald girl got to Diamond, and then you decided to build husband one day to Diamond, that gets you to 2-star, and then you place that second CBC on that weak leg, and you just build, you know? But I just think it's important, even at Diamond, like you guys, income-wise, you need those commissions, you know? And you all are hitting successful 10 and so every month. So you're still getting commissions from there, which is good. But I would say most of my Diamond coaches that are just sitting at Diamond and only have like a couple Emeralds are usually making around $1,000 a month, $250 a week or so. And that's where I was at Diamond. And then, yeah, because I think I started in July, and in December, I remember I was making around $1,000 a month because I started investing $200 of my $1,000 towards growing my business. So I was getting help with IG and in different things there. At that point, I was like, I just knew that I needed to invest back, and I couldn't do it all myself. And I wanted to continue to grow. So, and then I would say, I don't know, income stuff always motivated me because it was about income and it wasn't about income for me. Twofold. Like it was good for my soul to do this business, but I also wanted to grow an income that I wouldn't have to go back to work when my daughter started kindergarten. And so I had a goal to get to making $60,000 a year by the time she started kindergarten, which was this year. And I got to, I mean, $60,000 a year. I should be able to do this math in my head, but after doing 3rd grade math for 2 hours earlier tonight, divided by 12, oops, hold on. Divided by 52. No, that's right. Okay, yeah, that's about $1,000 a week, $1,100 a week. And I hit that around 3-star. So it was right around Summit last year. So where I was making about $1,000 a week. So just having those, you know, getting the people that want to go on this journey with you and working the business with you is the key here. And you don't need a lot. I remember listening to a call with Brandy Botts one time where she said, if you want to get to where you are earning $1 million annually, which I was like, wow. She said, you need 5 5-star coaches on your team. Okay, now that can seem like crazy, but if you have 5 people that are like all in to work this business and grow and see a long-term vision, that's totally possible for you. But you got to keep at it, because people are going to fall off, because some people lose their vision. So it's a cycle that you just have to be on constantly. But that's pretty crazy, right?
Yeah.
So who else had a question? No one? Nothing?
All in.
Yes, it's a lot. I'm sure it's kind of probably hard driving too.
Oh yeah, I'm home now. But it's definitely, I think, something good to have like in the forefront of your mind as you're beginning as well, to like understand kind of what the long term is also. So,
and like I said, all I can tell you guys is if you just focus on that 2-to-1 ratio and keep, like, that's all I focused on. Rank 2. I did have my goal of being 5-star elite, but like I didn't, it all made no sense to me at all. But it's turned out okay, you know, and it's just building that weak leg is just the key. So, and then all of you should have your sights on 2-star, because that is just a huge thing. I'm telling you, 2-star is what gets you to the bigger income by far. Plus, I feel like within the company, so many doors open for you. And I heard, I don't know who it was at corporate. I don't know, maybe it was my corporate mentor was talking to me, and she said, you know, even kind of diamond coaches, until you can get to that like 1-star, 2-star point is when you start getting corporate help, you get a corporate mentor, because at that point you truly have a real business here. You know, you're managing people, and but they step in, you get added to groups for 1-stars, you get added to groups and mastermind calls for 2-star, you do Zoom calls with your corporate. They help you to understand where your goals are and elite and all that. And there's different corporate people for each region. So yeah, I mean, it kind of opens a whole new world to the business with the support you get. So,
hey, Courtney, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so what do you need to get to 2-star? Because I don't remember.
Yes. So to get to 2-star, you need 2 diamonds. And actually, that's a really good question and something I wanted to touch on. Hold on, the dog's going to start barking again. And that's where placement's really important. So for me, I had 2 diamonds for a really long time, but I was only 1-star because my 2 diamonds were on the same leg. So you go diamond, everybody knows how to get there. You go 1-star when you have your first diamond on either leg. You don't go 2-star till you have a diamond on each leg. So you could have 4 diamonds on the same leg and be 1-star. Now, your volume would be great, especially if it was on the weak leg. I mean, it would be great. But so I actually went from 1-star to 3-star, because once Emily on my weak leg went diamond, then I went to 3-star. And so at that point, I got my second CBC. So it's the same way for 2-star and 5-star. So with 5-star, you have to have 2 on each leg, and then the third one can be on either way. But you have 4 and 1. Okay, that's where it gets really tricky, really tricky. And so same thing with 10-star. 10-star, you have to have 5 and 5. After that, it doesn't matter. So like there's a lot of coaches that sit at 9-star forever because they have 10 coaches on their weak leg that are diamond. And well, it would have to be 8 coaches on their weak leg and diamond, and then 4 on their strong leg. And so they don't have that 5th because they just built that weak leg, building the weak leg. So that's somebody that builds for income versus rank. Because like I said, what comes with the 10-star is a really nice bonus. But like Megan hit 11-star. I think she's gotten the bonus once because those people fall off. And so technically your lifetime 10-star or 11-star, but you're not getting that bonus because you have to re-qualify. You have to get all those diamonds back up. Hold on. Annoying dog again.
Does anyone remember how, so for 2-star, we know that it's 1 on each leg. How many active coaches do you need for 2-star?
I can tell you. Hold on.
I mean, I could look it up too, but.
No, 12. It might be 12.
Okay.
I think it might be 12. I have it here. Hold on. Oops. Share screen. You guys are going to see how unorganized my computer is here. Rank. I'm always like, what would I call it? Diamond rank. Isn't that always the tricky thing? Active coaches. How am I searching? Oh, by name, not by date added. Oh, where is it? This is why my computer is so slow, you guys. I have so much open. Oh, I think I called it diamond. One more time here. Hold on. There it is. Oops, yeah, 1 to 5-star. Okay. Oh, it's so small. I don't know why it's so. Oh, there we go. Search up. And you can't read it. Okay, so for 1-star, you have to have 1 diamond, and then you have to have 10 active coaches in your first CBC. They can be on any side. I can add this to the thread for our call tonight. For 2-star, you need to have 12 active coaches. 3-star is 14, 4-star 16, and then 5-star is 20. And then that's for 5-star and above. So you can be 15-star and you just need 20 active coaches in your first CBC.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I knew I'd call it diamond. Diamond something. 1 to 5-star diamond rank pick. So yeah. And for diamond, it's 8. And that's like, I've fallen out of rank before. I have my 5 diamonds, but I don't have 20 active coaches in my first CBC. So I fall in and out of rank all the time. So I'm lifetime 5-star, but like right this week I'm 3-star because Carly lost her diamond. So, and my second CBC isn't diamond right now. So keeping your rank is like a full-time job. And my dream is to have it like so solid in my second CBC and that it's just there and I don't have to worry about it every quarter, every week, everything. So, yeah. So, and then there's certain dates you have to get your rank back by to qualify for those bonuses and stuff. So, anything else?
No, that's it for me. Thank you so much. This was really helpful.
Like I said, I know it's overwhelming, but just focus on that leg and then, you know, think placement when you're signing people up a little bit. And I have always told everybody, like Cindy messages me all the time and asks me questions and asks, and Cindy's like deep in my downline. So I don't mind if you guys need help, like Brittany has too. So just reach.
Who's Cindy's coach?
Cindy's coach is Autumn Nicole.
Oh, okay.
Coach is Maria Lacasio, who is one of my, Maria Hadar, sorry. I know her from high school, Maria Lacasio.
They were both at Summit, right?
Yes, they were.
Yeah.
They're from Ohio. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's late here right now.
Yeah. It is. Well, the time change is coming, and then we'll only be 2 hours different, right?
Oh, that's true. Yep. 2 weeks.
Hard this time of the year.
I can tell you're from somewhere Midwestern or that way because
Because of my my voice.
no, because
like
we're
sweatshirts.
Oh. It's cold.
Minnesota.
Oh, yeah.
Does anybody want an old senile golden retriever? Because I'll ship her.
Aww.
You guys don't understand.
No, well, I appreciate you, Courtney, answering all my questions all the time.
No